You're chatting with her, the conversation flows smoothly, and everything feels effortless. But there's a question hanging in the air. Is she genuinely into you or just being polite? It's a dilemma many men face, and often they miss the subtle but unmistakable signs. In this video, we're diving deep into 10 subtle yet powerful signs that she's not just being friendly. She's waiting for you to make your move. Recognizing these cues is crucial because, let's face it, most guys overlook them entirely. But today, that changes. We'll equip you with tools to navigate these unspoken signals with confidence, insight, and clarity. Here's the truth: women often communicate their interest in ways that go beyond words. They use subtle actions, body language, and emotional responses that reveal their true feelings. As someone who has studied women's psychology and Stoicism for years, I've found that a mindful, composed approach rooted in self-awareness and attentiveness can make all the difference. A Stoic man isn't desperate or overeager. He's observant, grounded, and intentional. And that's exactly how you'll approach this. This isn't just about decoding her signals. It's about stepping into your power. If you notice even a few of these signs, chances are she's giving you the green light. But the responsibility lies with you to take the next step. Remember, confidence, when paired with respect and clarity, is irresistible. So, stick around until the end of the video, because you won't want to miss a single point. Each sign we discuss builds on the last, and understanding them fully will transform how you interpret her behavior. If you're ready to take control of your dating life, make sure to subscribe to our channel, Invincible Within, and hit that bell icon to stay updated. Don't forget to comment below. I'm going to take a chance as a declaration of your new mindset. And finally, share this video with your friends. Because why should they miss out on these life-changing insights? Let's dive in and make sure you're never left second guessing again. Sign 1. True, she asks about your type. When a woman asks, "What's your type?" it might sound like casual curiosity, but don't be fooled. This is rarely just small talk. It's a subtle and strategic move, a way for her to gauge where she stands in your eyes. Women are naturally perceptive, and in this moment, she's trying to uncover how closely she matches your ideal. Consider this: if you describe qualities like intelligence, humor, or kindness, and she responds with something like, "Oh, that sounds a lot like me." She's not just making an observation. She's nudging you to see her as a potential partner. It's her way of saying, "I align with what you're looking for. Do you see it too?" Psychologically, this aligns with a deeper need for connection and validation. When a woman likes someone, she often seeks to establish compatibility subtly. By drawing parallels between your ideal and herself, she's testing the waters, hoping you'll recognize the alignment. It's a vulnerable yet calculated move, one that requires attentiveness on your part. A Stoic approach here is to remain grounded and observant. Don't dismiss her question as mere banter. Instead, recognize the intent behind it. If she's probing into your preferences, she's not just being polite. She's mentally mapping herself onto your ideal. This insight can help you navigate the situation with clarity, ensuring you respond authentically rather than brushing off the moment. The next time she asks about your type, pause and reflect. Is her tone curious or a little hopeful? Does she follow up with examples of how she might fit? These are subtle, yet powerful indicators that she's inviting you to see her as more than just a friend. Sign 2. She drops hints about being single. Here's a classic scenario. She asks, "Are you seeing anyone?" On the surface, it might seem like an innocent question, but let's dig deeper. This isn't just small talk. It's a deliberate move to assess your availability. If she follows up with something like, "Oh, that's surprising. Someone like you should totally be taken," she's doing more than complimenting you. She's signaling her interest. And if she casually slips in her own single status, That's a double hint she's not only available, but also inviting you to consider her as an option. From a psychological perspective, discussing relationship status isn't something people typically bring up without reason. For women, this often serves as a litmus test, a way to gauge whether there's room in your life for her. By sharing her single status, she's planting a seed, leaving you to wonder why someone like her is unattached and, perhaps, encouraging you to do something about it. A Stoic mindset encourages you to approach this scenario with calm awareness. Avoid overthinking or jumping to conclusions, but don't overlook the intention behind her words. She's not just making conversation. She's testing the waters. Recognize that when someone speaks about their availability, they're often opening a door. Think of her hence as a quiet invitation. She's offering a glimpse into her world and hoping you'll step in. If she mentions her single status repeatedly or seems genuinely curious about yours, it's unlikely to be a coincidence. Instead, it's her way of subtly communicating interest without making the first move outright. By staying present and perceptive, you'll be able to read between the lines, understanding that these comments aren't just filler. They're an indication of possibility. Sign 3. Physical touch that lingers. Physical touch is one of the most powerful non-verbal cues of attraction. When a woman is interested, she often finds subtle ways to bridge the physical gap between you. These touches aren't accidental or random. They're intentional, even if they seem playful or light-hearted. Imagine you're joking around, and she gives you a playful push. But instead of withdrawing her hand immediately, it lingers on your arm for just a moment longer than necessary. Or perhaps she brushes something your shoulder or lightly taps your hand when making a point. These gestures go beyond what's typical in casual interactions. This is what's known as proxemic invasion in psychology. The act of entering someone's personal space to establish a deeper connection. She's not just testing physical boundaries but emotional ones as well. By initiating these small moments of touch, she's signaling her comfort level with you and gauging your reaction. Pay attention to her follow-up behavior. Does she glance at you after touching you, as if checking your response? This isn't random. She's trying to see if you recognize her interest and reciprocate. It's a silent conversation that most men fail to pick up on. Friendly touches tend to be brief and impersonal. In contrast, touches that linger, especially in moments charged with emotion or laughter, are often a sign of attraction. As a Stoic, it's important to remain composed and observant. Don't overact or misinterpret every touch, but be aware of patterns. A woman who repeatedly finds reasons to touch you is likely expressing more than friendliness. She's creating opportunities for closeness, and it's up to you to notice and respond with mindfulness. Sign 4. Her body language opens up. Body language often conveys what words cannot. When a woman is interested, her physical demeanor becomes more open and inviting. This isn't always a conscious effort. It's often a subconscious reflection of how comfortable and engaged she feels in your presence. One of the most telling signs is her posture. If she leans in while you're talking, uncrosses her arms, or positions herself to face you directly, she's signaling receptiveness. These actions, while subtle, indicate that she's letting down her defenses and wants to create a sense of closeness. Now, imagine this scenario. You're sitting across from her, and she leans in slightly, rests her chin on her hand, and looks at you as though she's hanging on your every word. Her gaze is steady, her attention unwavering. This isn't just politeness, it's genuine interest. She's fully immersed in the moment, showing you that what you're saying matters to her. One of the strongest indicators of attraction is mirroring. If she subconsciously mirrors your movements, adjusting her posture when you adjust yours, copying your gestures, or even matching your tone, it's a sign of deep rapport. Mirroring is a natural behavior that occurs when someone feels a connection. It's her way of saying, I'm in sync with you. A Stoic approach to understanding body language involves staying present and mindful. Don't rush to conclusions or let your emotions cloud your perception. Instead, observe her openness and attentiveness. A woman who consistently aligns her body language with yours is likely communicating something far deeper than casual friendliness. The key here is awareness. Body language doesn't lie, and when her actions repeatedly signal comfort, engagement, and interest, it's a clear invitation to take things to the next level. Sign 5. She forgets personal boundaries. When a woman likes you, the concept of personal space subtly begins to dissolve. She might sit closer than necessary, lean in frequently, or even laugh while placing her hand on your leg without hesitation. These small, seemingly casual actions are her way of signaling comfort and testing your level of receptiveness. This isn't just about physical proximity. It's about emotional openness. By moving into your personal space, she's attempting to forge a closer connection, breaking down the barriers that typically define casual interactions. Proximity becomes a language of its own, a way of saying, I feel safe with you, and I want to be closer. Psychologically, this behavior stems from the way attraction influences comfort zones. People naturally maintain distance from those they feel neutral or uneasy around. But when there's an emotional connection, the boundaries shrink. A woman who closes this gap isn't just comfortable. She's expressing her desire to bridge the physical and emotional divide. From a Stoic perspective, it's essential to remain calm and observant. Don't immediately react or overanalyze, but take note of the patterns. Has she been inching closer during conversations, finding excuses to brush against you, or casually initiating touch more often? These actions are subtle but significant, indicating that she's interested in exploring the dynamic between you two. The key is to respond with mindfulness. If her proximity feels natural and unforced, it's a sign she's testing the waters, seeing if you're open to a deeper connection. By staying grounded and paying attention to these cues, you can navigate the situation with clarity and confidence. Sign 6. Who compliments that go beyond friendliness. The compliments are a universal social tool. But when a woman is interested, her compliments often carry an extra layer of meaning. These aren't just surface-level remarks. They're thoughtful acknowledgments of specific details about you, aimed at creating a deeper connection. For instance, if she notices your cologne and comments on how great it smells, she's not just being polite. She's highlighting something about you that stands out to her, something that sparks attraction. Similarly, compliments about your sense of humor, your choice of music, or even your taste in accessories like a watch or jacket aren't random. They reflect her focus on the qualities she finds appealing, as well as her desire to connect on a more personal level. Psychologically, this stems from her investment in the interaction. When a woman takes the time to notice and verbalize these details, it's because she values the impression you're making on her. These compliments act as markers of her attention and interest, subtly encouraging you to see her in the same light. Imagine this, she says. You have such a great taste in music. How do you always find the best songs? On the surface, it seems like a casual remark, but beneath it lies a deeper intention. She's showcasing her admiration for you while creating an opportunity for further connection. A Stoic mindset helps you approach these moments with both gratitude and insight. Instead of dismissing the compliment or letting it inflate your ego, acknowledge it with calm confidence. Understand that her words are a signal of her interest, a way of engaging with you beyond the ordinary. By recognizing the depth behind these compliments, you can better appreciate the effort she's making to connect with you. Each remark is a window into her perspective, a subtle but clear indication that she's seeing you as someone special. Sign 7. She makes plans to see you, then makes more plans. When a woman takes the initiative to suggest plans, she's doing more than filling her calendar. She's making a clear statement about wanting to spend time with you. For example, if you mention a new movie you're excited about, and she immediately says, "We should go see that together," or follows up later with, "So, about that movie," it's not just coincidence. It's her way of creating opportunities for connection. Psychologists describe this as availability bias. The more we see someone, the more likely we are to develop stronger feelings for them. By suggesting or even initiating plans, she's making sure your paths cross frequently, reinforcing her presence in your life. It's her way of ensuring that your interactions aren't left to chance. Consider this dynamic through a Stoic lens. Her repeated efforts to make plans reflect intentionality, a quality we should value in any meaningful relationship. She's demonstrating that she values her time with you and is willing to invest in building a connection. This act of prioritization reveals both interest and respect, qualities that should be met with equal attentiveness. A key detail to observe is her follow-through. If she revisits the plans she's suggested, it's a strong indicator of genuine interest. This isn't about being polite. It's about showing you that she sees time with you as something worth pursuing. Each plan she proposes is a step toward deepening the bond, signaling her readiness to explore where this connection could lead. Sign 8. She remembers small details about you. Attention to detail is one of the clearest signs that someone cares. When a woman remembers small but specific things about your life, your favorite drink, the random hobby you mention, or the restaurant you love, it's more than just good memory. It's an act of deep listening, a psychological behavior that indicates genuine interest and investment. This kind of attention stands out because it requires effort. Most people only remember what directly impacts them, but when someone takes the time to store details about you, it shows that you're occupying an important place in their thoughts. For instance, if you casually mention a favorite coffee shop, and weeks later, she surprises you with your go-to order, she's not just being nice. She's showing you that she's paying close attention. Deep listening also signals emotional engagement. By recalling these details, she's creating a narrative in her mind about who you are, what you like, and how she can connect with you on a more personal level. It's her way of showing that you're not just another conversation partner. You're someone she wants to know more deeply. Imagine sharing a minor anecdote about your childhood or a passing remark about a book you enjoyed, only for her to bring it up in a later conversation. This isn't just memory, it's intentionality. She's proving that your words matter to her, and she's finding ways to weave them into future interactions. The Stoic perspective reminds us to approach these moments with gratitude and clarity. Her attentiveness is a reflection of her character and her interest in building a connection. Acknowledge it with sincerity, and take note of how she consistently prioritizes understanding who you are. It's these small but meaningful actions that reveal the depth of her intentions. Sign 9. She makes an effort to look good around you. When a woman is interested, one of the subtle yet impactful ways she expresses it is through her appearance. This isn't about vanity. It's a nuanced form of communication. If you notice that she styles her hair differently, wears more flattering outfits, or seems to have a new signature perfume when you're around, it's not a coincidence. It's her way of saying, without words, "I want you to notice me." Women often put in this extra effort around someone they're attracted to, even if they're not fully aware of it. Psychologically, this stems from a natural desire to leave a positive impression on someone who matters to them. Humans are wired to seek approval from those they're drawn to, and appearance is one of the most immediate ways to communicate interest and attraction. Think about it. Does she seem to pay closer attention to her appearance when she knows you'll be around? Perhaps her outfit is slightly more polished, her makeup a touch more refined, or she's wearing accessories that catch the eye. Even small changes, like wearing a shade of lipstick that complements her look or choosing shoes that elevate her style, could be her way of standing out in your mind. But there's more to this than surface-level beauty. It's about creating an atmosphere where you feel drawn to her energy and presence. By putting in the effort to look her best, she's conveying that she values the time spent with you and wants it to feel special. From a Stoic perspective, this is an important moment to recognize her intentionality without being swept away by flattery. Appreciate her effort, but also focus on the deeper connection that appearance is meant to complement. A woman who makes an effort to look good around you is saying she cares about how you see her. But what's even more important is how she makes you feel in her presence. Pay attention to the consistency of these efforts. Is she showing a pattern of thoughtful preparation when meeting you? If so, it's a sign she values your attention and wants to be memorable in your eyes. While attraction may start with outward cues, true connection grows when both people bring their authentic selves to the table. Sign 10. She finds ways to keep the conversation going. When a woman is interested in you, she'll actively work to keep the dialogue alive. This goes beyond polite small talk. It's her way of deepening the connection and extending her time with you. Instead of letting the conversation fizzle out with a simple nod or short reply, she'll ask follow-up questions, bring up related topics, or offer insights that invite more engagement. For instance, imagine you're talking about your favorite TV shows. She doesn't just agree and move on. Instead, she asks what else you enjoy, mentions her own favorites, or even suggests watching something together. These efforts are more than friendly gestures. They're intentional moves to ensure the interaction doesn't end too quickly. It's her subtle way of saying, "I value this moment with you, and I want it to last longer." This behavior aligns with the concept of emotional investment. When someone values your presence, they naturally strive to create meaningful exchanges that leave a lasting impression. She's not just participating in the conversation, she's curating it to create an experience that both of you will remember. From a psychological perspective, this act demonstrates emotional availability and a willingness to open up. It's a clear sign she's comfortable in your presence and eager to nurture the budding connection. The Stoic philosophy reminds us to appreciate these moments for what they are: opportunities for mutual understanding and growth. By recognizing her efforts to maintain the conversation, you can respond with equal thoughtfulness, showing that you value the time you share. Bonus insight. The nervous fluster, one final sign that she's interested. She occasionally fumbles her words or laughs nervously around you. This isn't just shyness. It's often a sign of attraction. When someone is hyper-aware of their behavior because they care about the impression they're making, it can lead to unexpected moments of awkwardness. For example, if she's usually composed but suddenly blushes, forgets her train of thought, or stumbles over her words when speaking with you, it's a strong indicator that you're having an impact. This reaction stems from her heightened focus on making a good impression. Her nerves are a reflection of how much she values your perception of her, and that's a compliment in itself. These seemingly minor flusters are easy to overlook, but they hold significant meaning. Most guys might dismiss them as random quirks, but now you know better. Pay attention to these subtle cues. They reveal a level of emotional vulnerability and investment that words alone might not convey. Now that you have these 10 clear signs, you're equipped to distinguish between friendly gestures and genuine interest. When a woman shows these subtle but powerful indicators, she's inviting you to take the next step. Whether it's lingering touches, remembering small details, or keeping the conversation flowing, her actions are intentional and meaningful. So, next time you're wondering if she's into you, look for these signs. They might just be the green light you've been waiting for to make your move. If you've spotted any of these signs in your own interactions, share your experience in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to Invincible Within for more insights into human psychology, attraction, and self-growth. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with friends who could use a little clarity in their dating lives. See you in the next one.